Everyone, my name is Amelia, Safai, and today I wanted to talk to you all about therapeutic cloning. But before we begin, I want everyone in here to close your eyes, and I want you to think about something or someone that might one day save your life. I'm thinking of a doctor or a firefighter, but have you ever thought about a sheep? Now, this is not just any sheep. This sheep is Dolly, and Dolly is the clone. She was made in 1996 through a process that may one day save your life. So what is this process? This is somatic cell nuclear transfer. That's a mouthful, so let's break it down. It starts when we take an egg cell. We remove the nucleus or the genetic information from that egg cell. We then take a cell from another person's body, take the nucleus, and put it into the egg cell. We then allow it to grow into a clone. So if I wanted a clone of myself, I would take an egg cell, remove its nucleus, take a cell from my body, take that nucleus out, and put that nucleus into the egg cell. I would then allow it to grow into a new me. And while it sounds great to have two me's, perhaps that's not the most ethical. So instead, we're just going to make certain tissues. Using those tissues, we're then going to differentiate them into specific organs. So if I wanted a new lung, we would undergo the same process, make specific tissues, differentiate them into a lung, and then I have a new organ. However, why would a process like this be important? And in order to understand why, we need to look at the current status of organ transplants in Australia. You see, right now, we follow organ donations as the practice. And when you get an organ, you need that organ to be specific to your body type. This is so that there's not a chance of the body rejecting the organ when it goes in, which could lead to death. So in order for this to happen, you need to have a waiting list. This is quite unfortunate because it can take between 6 months to 5 years to get an organ that suits your body type. This is why in 2021 alone, 1,250 Australians unfortunately lost their lives due to causes that could have been prevented with an earlier organ transplant. That's where organogenesis comes in. You see, the main benefit of organogenesis is that it is specific to your body type. This specificity makes it so that you have a less chance of your body rejecting the organ. This eliminates the waiting list system because instead of waiting 6 months to 5 years for an organ that suits your body type, you only need to wait between 5 to 7 weeks. This vastly improves patient quality of life as they get healthier quicker and can get out of the hospital faster. Also, any organs donated could instead be used for other purposes, such as research, which could greatly improve the medical industry. But I know we all want to go and start creating organs, but we have to focus on some of the dilemmas here. The main one being the lack of egg cells in Australia. Would organogenesis be stealing egg cells from other practices, such as in vitro fertilization? Another issue is the moral dilemma of cloning itself. Do you believe cloning is morally permissible? This is really up to the person's individual belief. However, I wanted to reiterate that we're not going to be cloning a full person, just specific organs. However, because it does involve practices like egg cells and fertilization, it will result in some contention amongst Australians. But as we look forward into the future, and as we navigate these challenging questions, in the future, your heart may come from the same thing that we helped to make Dolly the sheep. Thank you, everyone.